This conference will now be recorded.
I'd like to call the regular council meeting October 17th, 2022 to order at 7 p.m. All rise to the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any additions or corrections to the agenda tonight?
None from us.
Good.
Okay, anyone
I'll
like?
move to accept the agenda as written, Mr. Mayor.
So moved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second's been made by Counselor Ash. Would you call the roll, please?
Sure. Counselor Normand,
Aye.
Counselor Webb.
Aye.
Counselor Ash,
Aye.
Mayor Hobart,
Aye.
motion carried.
Any presentations tonight? None? Mayor's report. Citizen of the Month is going to be extended to the first council meeting in November as a result of Counselor Allen being absent. And it was his choice to pick the citizen for the month of October. So we're going to move it till November. Any council committee meeting reports?
No.
I have one. I attended the senior board meeting last Friday, October 14th. Nothing out of the ordinary other than they did put a new roof on the scout cabin. That's complete. We're in the process of deciding on what type of gutter guards we're going to put on the gutters. The gutters and downspouts are still okay. So we're going to utilize what we have there, but we are going to get gutter guards to keep all the maple leaves out, and hopefully they'll last a lot longer. They served 625 meals last month, which is pretty good. So it was a very short meeting and not too much to talk about. Let's see. As far as the building over there, is the generator still
Generator's going.
ready to go?
Yep, transfer switch is,
It's all done now.
we're waiting on the cage for the gas line just to secure it
Okay,
securely, but
but if they needed to use it, they could use it.
yep.
Great. So the next meeting will be November 11th on Veterans Day. So, and that's all I have on their meeting.
Okay.
Any topics from the floor tonight? No topic.
Doesn't look like it.
Moving right along. Consent agenda for acceptance, library board meeting minutes for September 2022. To be found on page 1 and 2. Any questions or discussions? I was at that meeting back too, but it didn't mark me down. That's okay. Anyone like to make a motion to accept those meeting minutes?
Accept the library meeting minutes through September 7th, 2022.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Second's been made. Would you call the roll, please, Josette?
Sure. Counselor Ash,
Aye.
Counselor Webb,
Aye.
Mayor Hobart,
Aye.
Counselor Normand,
Aye.
motion carried.
Thank you. Consent agenda for approval, city council meeting minutes for October 3rd, 2022 on page 3 through 6.
Any corrections?
No. There's no questions or discussions. Somebody could move to accept these meeting minutes.
I'll move to accept the city council meeting minutes of October 3rd, 2022.
Thank you, Counselor Webb. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Counselor Ash.
All right. Counselor Ash,
Aye.
Mayor Hobart,
Aye.
Counselor Webb.
Aye.
Counselor Normand,
Aye.
motion carried.
Thank you. Finished business, staff report, UGB adjustment.
Okay, so you guys know that we've been working on the UGB project even way back to Matt. And we had MIG price it out and they don't have someone in their current firm. Their price came back at like $71,000. So we went and had a not to exceed contract with Winterbrook to give us an estimate of the work left to do and how much the cost would be. And I've attached those to your guys' report. And so staff's just looking if this is satisfactory to you guys, the $16,600 number, then we should do professional services contract with them and authorize them to sign it.
It's a slight savings.
Just smidgen.
Does everyone, Counselor Norman and Counselor Ash, do you have any questions? Because you did sit in on some of these workshops and trips up to the boot and
Right.
we had several of them with Matt Straight. Did you read this material? Do you have a pretty good idea what we're trying to do?
Yes.
With the land swap?
Yeah.
And we just got to go through a series of process through the county and the state and land use and then once that's approved, this is my understanding of it, then we could finally make a single application for the swap.
Yeah. It's all in one, it's all one application.
Right. But this is just one step to get to the county.
Yeah, the counties where we apply, you have to follow the state land processes of hearings and such. The one application is referencing the UGB closing the boot off and the swap of bringing property out of the UGB and into it. And moving the line of the city limits so that the little part of Swords property that's across the river is no longer in because the rest of their property is out.
Right.
So that was the three things that were going to be in the application.
Did we do the guy on Pebble Creek Road, was he separate?
He was separate because he was doing it for buildable space and he was straddling the county and the city. Yeah. He did his own application to do that annexation or de-annexation.
So they're charging us 17 grand, but wasn't there a county permit?
The proposal was about 15 from the county,
Okay.
one application.
32,000.
Right.
So where's this come from?
So where does the money come from? Jeez, Dale. Now I got to think.
I don't want to write a check if I can't cover it.
No, so it comes partly from, oh man, I'd have to go look at I'd have to grab my budget. Do you want me to grab it?
If you think it's going to be easy to answer. I mean, I don't know.
We marked it in the budget. That's why I don't remember.
It's budgeted for to do this?
We marked it as money was available if you chose to do it, but let me go grab
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
make sure.
Now, was there some more property on Heather Lane that was going to be annexed into? Did Mr. Morrison come in and,
I think that was a separate one too, that he had to petition to annex into the city.
Yeah,
but I was thinking that some other was going to go in with this for some reason.
There was just three,
So, no,
up 20 acres up by the cemetery.
Right.
it's coming out.
coming out.
Right.
I think Donnie's saying going in.
Well, and that's just you.
We're
Well, there
just
are
swapping.
the three, they're in the urban growth boundary, they're just not in city limits
Right.
is the,
None, no, three of them. Either one of them are.
right, these three are not, I'm saying.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
They're in the urban growth boundary, but they're not considered city limits. maintenance right now.
On Heather.
Or Heather, okay.
Okay.
One of them, that way.
We figured they'd be forced in once they had to pursue it.
Yeah. But that's not, they're already, it's showing according to this map that they're already in the UGB.
That was the Morrison deal.
Yeah.
Different deal.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I think there was some other property later that was gonna end up being in there too, maybe.
Yeah, but it's already in the UGB,
Okay.
if this is correct. Purple outline.
It's not that one. No, it's written on one of these.
I can't remember the
Because it's not.
budget process.
that map.
Yeah, I know.
It was like 2 years ago.
Well, I know we've been talking it, so I don't know, if we stuck it in
I don't know if it's in the planning budget.
or not. I don't know, do we have like professional services in there?
Well, that's what I'm looking for. I swear it was in I thought that's where it was, but let me look in planning.
Sometimes we carry a lot there.
Oh, no, you know what? We were going to use ARPA. I don't know how, though. That's one spot that says that, but that doesn't make sense to me now unless it's something infrastructure, but that doesn't make sense. But when you're looking for it, when everyone's looking at you, it's like, right? I'm like,
We'll all look at Scott.
right,
Me?
right.
Hey, you're a citizen.
No, it doesn't have it in planning. No. Payroll, other expenses.
Stephanie would know. Where's Stephanie tonight?
Yeah. Missing a couple.
Okay, so in professional services under general administrative, we have 100,000. That is partly for the auditor, partly for the planner, and a teeny bit of engineering, but most of our engineering is into different funds. So that must be where they're thinking of taking it out of, but we could stall it and I could come back to you with a number on the first meeting of November if that makes you guys more comfortable. Because I thought she was going to be here I thought both of them were going to be here. I was not here today because I ran to Corvallis to take my kid to her primary doctor. So I don't have their answers.
Okay.
But you could just approve it contingent on you're okay at the next one, or we could just bring it back to the next one. There's not really a rush because we're going into winter and
This is going to take, almost 10 months anyway to be finalized.
bring that number back easy.
Yeah,
Where,
I'll just make a motion to table this till
okay,
November, first meeting in November.
Yeah.
okay. Go for it, say that.
Second it.
All right, Counselor Ash,
Hi.
Mayor Hobart,
Aye.
Counselor Webb.
Aye.
Counselor Norman,
Aye.
motion carried. We'll bring that back to you guys with the data for the number.
Okay. Good question, Dale. Yeah.
It's there, we just don't.
Yeah. You just want to know exactly. I get it.
Any new business?
Nope.
Okay. Business from the departments. It's got to be a record tonight.
You're speeding it right through.
We're not done yet.
It's true. Police department update. There is a police report on page 15.
Yeah, looks like code enforcement's doing pretty good.
Yeah, she's trying.
Down to 30.
Yeah. You get that
Half.
low and then it's kind of like you're continuous offenders.
Yeah.
I'd like to give a big shout out to Sergeant Carnahan last week with the missing child.
Mhm.
He was on duty and searching for all the night. And it turned out really good in the morning. The student or child was found safely in a house close to where he lives and one of those things, but he was on foot most of the night and they actually tracked him all around town. And so hats off to Sean. I mean, and our own police department, our fire department
Mhm.
and Miss Birkenfeld, I think, helped out and the county, went to the county
Yeah.
and
Susan Wagner's texting me and asking she can't get connected to the meeting.
oh,
Trying to watch virtual, sorry.
I can text her yeah, it's videoing right now. It's recording it all.
can you hear us, Susan?
She's not on it.
Oh.
Only one's
Phone
on.
number says the organizer hasn't yet started the meeting.
Oh, did it say this is recording? It did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We on the right meeting?
Yeah, let me take a picture of the call in and just have her do it again. Because I did. Susan, just drive down.
No. Half a mile.
She probably got that. So.
I know, but
I have done that before, into the wrong meeting. If it's sitting there wondering why the meeting's not starting.
Oh, really?
I'm sitting there waiting for a
Yeah.
different meeting to start.
okay, well, she'll hear it when it's on YouTube if she can't get connected, but it's real riveting here tonight.
Don't try now, it'll be over by the time I get
We'll pass her on the way home.
They do this in St. Helens?
Anyway, I just wanted to say, I mean, it was a collaborative effort by the county and our city and our fire department, and it turned out really well. So Sean took off at noon that day because he was up all night, did a great job. Just wanted to take note of that. That's about all I have. Anybody else?
So I don't know if you can answer your questions. There's the 3 grants. So I assume those 3 grants are just embedded into the budget, those funds and.
Well, they weren't because they were applied for, but we don't put in the budget expected grants.
So, yeah.
So it was just patrol, intensity of patrol. And so Sean and Kendall did the things and then they turn in for the grant. We get the money.
But then that should help us a little.
It should help us, but it's not in the current budget. We've never put in anticipatory money. We only put money that actually comes.
Should help in our current budget.
Should.
Because
And it might help us with the gap.
can't work 2 hours, they can't work double hours there.
No, yeah,
Doing that or us.
it'll definitely fund some into the police.
Yeah, help on the gas bill.
Okay, anything else on the
Nope.
police department?
Has there been any more exploration on the infrastructure bill? Was it the infrastructure bill that had some funding? Police?
SRO. No, Jim and I are both looking at that, but that's okay. We're both looking at that, but we're both kind of busy, so we haven't gotten back together on if it looks promising to maybe do it for the next school season or, yeah. Somehow Susan can't get on. And I took a picture of this. It looks like it's all on there. So maybe I started the meeting wrong. It says the organizer's not started the meeting, but I signed in as you, just so you know. Okay. It's one of those nights.
We want to see if Stephanie has the answers on the UGB.
Money? Oh, do you want to guess at where we put UGB money in the budget? I think it's in professional services.
Professional services, that'd be where engineering and planning money is.
Yeah, so I didn't,
I don't know that all of that money is in that line item. When we created the budget, however, we've made significant changes since then in the planning department to where we are not using near
right.
what we had budgeted for before. Because we're doing most of it in-house that we can submit. Not charging as much planning time as we were in years past. The only thing really that's going to the planner now are things that citizens are applying for and they're paying for that part mostly.
So yeah, we'll come back. We'll figure out what those numbers look like and maybe just do a class breakdown of what's been spent to date and what's remaining and
Yeah.
so you guys feel comfortable. We tabled it just so that we could get Angie's answer if that's really what's there. Yeah.
And I guess we need to kind of wrap our head around what are other implications, things we have going. I don't know if we do, but.
Well, yeah, we could easily break down like where are the engineering costs and what funds those are coming out of and what's left to come out of that for engineering, stuff like that. We could break it down pretty easily.
We don't really have any other actions going.
No, that aren't already covered under like the CDBG grant or other things like that. We've had little one-offs where, you know, he's going to check, he's doing the mock-up scope of work for the alley work that you guys wanted for the first meeting of November. So there's going to be little things like that, but no big ticket items.
And anything that's coming across the counter from citizens for engineering is also being billed to those applicants as well. So we're paying attention very closely to what our costs are in planning and engineering. So.
Good. Okay, moving on to the quarterly finance report.
So does this look like what you guys expected? She was trying to do what you said with the roll up, the amount used, the quarter of the year, and then the percentage to show you are we above or below an increase.
He asked for this, or are you saying what Parks is?
This was the council's expectation for a quarterly roll up in the past. So I'm just making sure it's still what they wanted to see, or you all wanted to see.
Does this look pretty normal at 25% this time of year?
Yeah, because we're
Yeah,
quarter of
we're
the,
right on.
Mhm. And there were
Track.
some explanations for the one that were off,
yeah,
ones that were not.
And probably one
tracked.
of the more expensive quarters of the year, and when
Yeah.
it slows down. I mean, it's noted in here, having the extra person out in the Halem campground, which will fall off here at the end of the month or so,
right.
or next month,
And hopefully
next quarter.
get someone next year so it doesn't pick back up.
Yeah, we're looking at doing just a tenant there for the winter. There's a couple of people that had said, hey, let me know if I'd love to just sit out there as security and winter over there. So
And that's kind of the arrangement we had in the past, right? Because they
we
weren't,
had Parkos that became the tenant during the winter and then stayed for the next season. That's how Tony was. But then we have had Parkos that left and went snowbirding somewhere and then just came back to be Parkos. So we put someone in there for those 4 months.
yeah, having someone there is.
Yeah, it's good. Just a presence. And if something goes awry, they can let police know. And yeah,
Well, we only have a month and a half left till
Yeah.
December 1st, so.
yeah.
Is the party you're looking at putting there, are they interested in the host position next year or not?
No, they're not really able to do the work.
Okay.
So they're more interested in just being a winter tenant.
Any other discussion on the,
Any questions you want me to have Ange answer for you?
Well, it's just good to see the large amount of cash carry forwards, more than anticipated. That's always a good sign. I would anticipate that quite a bit of that is out of the police department, the person being arbitrated, not that we're holding that money.
No, I don't know that any of that's from that.
Oh, really?
Because we're currently paying 4 officers. Well, 3. One's out of leave now. Out of leave, paid
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
They're still paying.
Arbitrated our officer, aren't we holding funds?
Well, that's within the police budget, but I believe when we hired Kendall, we started to kind of eat into that a little bit for his wages. Ange could do a better breakdown if you stop in and ask her what we're at with just specifically police.
Well, it's even better news.
Yeah.
I mean, a big bulk of it's in the admin budget, so
Yeah.
you guys must have saved quite a bit of money there, somewhere more than anticipated.
Right, or we'll just have to ask her. I'll say they want to know why it looks like there's $106,000 more.
Yeah.
I'll put that down.
Water and sewer both came in a little over. All right, there's gotta be, and I know we've cut those budgets really close and Angie gets pretty nervous. There's gotta be a little cushion in there. Of course, they
Yeah.
always go, well, your contingencies are cushion,
I know.
but it is until you spend it.
We've been popping in a lot of new meters too, haven't we?
I think we're still just on course for the replacement
Yeah,
plan.
Oh, okay.
they did get
Placement.
all of the meters. So.
Yeah. We typically buy one a year if we can,
Pallet.
yeah. So we can replace and then have some on hand for emergencies.
Streets is. We get our ADA ramp approved.
Right.
In the meantime.
It's gonna be,
Touch and go.
yeah. So overall, looking good. So when we went through approving the budget, there was a little concern about things were getting kind of tight and
Yeah, we're not real,
staffing, and
yeah.
if we were gonna have to make some cuts, if the budget got too tight. Looks like that's not the case.
Well, or we're just not, there's no kind of extra anything.
Yeah,
We have enough pens, we have paper, we're not,
we're getting a little bit of a reset in the library.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention.
Pens, they're definitely helping with the 100K.
no, I mean, but we used to, in the olden days, literally, they would have a subscription order that was like $400 a month of stuff, right? Because that's kind of how you did it. You ordered with one company, they did your delivery, but that wasn't always necessary. So we really don't buy unless we need it anymore. That's kind of the process for us. But that all adds up. That means we don't buy ice malt if we have it. We don't buy anything if we have it. Any other questions other than the admin of overage that we want to know where that's from, what's it doing? Any other questions for Ange?
Thank you to Angie.
All right.
Okay, any ordinances and resolutions? None. Any correspondence? Well, moving right into the city administrator report.
Okay, well, we had multiple meetings in a row, like 3, where we talked about everything in the city. So I didn't have a whole bunch of updates that I hadn't already just given you. So, and no, I didn't see an email. Did anyone email me?
No.
Okay. Like a question they wanted answered. So it's a free for all. You got any questions?
No date yet on the, we said we were gonna try to get the workshop with ODOJ.
I have the availability from her on my desk. I was going to send you guys an email. I obviously wasn't here before the meeting, to send you guys an email asking you to send me your availability of December and January.
Okay.
So I can get that scheduled with her, and I'll send you what she is not available in there. So please keep an eye out for an email tomorrow.
Okay. And then Peachtree is still checking? Same. The ordinance for the Peachtree.
Oh, yeah, we're still working on it.
Okay.
We're debating, we think it's going to end up being a resolution.
Yeah.
We're having a hard time with it being an ordinance because it doesn't really fit how we do.
I said that in the parks meeting where it was discussed and he was like, no, it must be an ordinance. And I was like, it's not really.
There's not a huge difference as far as enforcement.
Yeah.
There's just, one's a law that would have like punitive things and one's that council resolves to do this way until we change it. That's where we're going.
Great.
And then did they get the invite did they get it as well as committee members?
No, because they set the date.
Oh, okay. Will you email it to them tomorrow?
Yeah.
I
Set it
did.
here?
No, I think,
Scout Camp.
yeah, but did we set it here, November 9th? I don't think,
We did last meeting.
Yeah.
okay.
I'll forward it to you.
Yeah, I just want them to have the invite too for the time and stuff. Because we sent that out to the committee members. Just,
November
there.
9th.
We did it.
yeah, it's the 9th. I just wanted you to have the date or the time and
The pre-announcement.
That's Wednesday
What's the time?
night,
we'll send- I think it's 6.
Okay.
6 o'clock.
I think I have in my calendar 5 to 9, but that's us setting up, so.
Great. You said calendar like my husband. So weird. Yeah.
I'll have 2 emails from me tomorrow.
Okay.
Any other questions for the CA?
I guess I want to comment on, this is pretty minor, I imagine, but when you don't do a report, this is for council, but also the public looks at this. And
Did I say something rude?
No, you didn't say anything rude.
Oh.
I'm just saying, when there's no information and the public, we had those meetings, I guess they could listen to our.
They were all public.
Yeah. So I guess.
But what do you want me to do just not put one in?
No, I just think you should have probably listed some of the things, just try to cover them real quick. I'm sorry, but.
The ones I just did like a week before, it would just look like I copied and pasted.
No, it should be a
I could copy and paste. I didn't think you wanted that.
for the public, for them to be keeping up to speed.
I wasn't at those meetings, which I could come from.
Yeah.
I see what Dale's saying.
Okay, I might just copy and paste and be like previous report.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just it's in the public record, things that you guys have talked about.
But isn't she copying it from a previous public?
Yep.
And it gives us a reminder from,
There's some middle ground. I'll find it.
okay.
I can do it.
Thank you, Josette.
You're welcome.
Items from the mayor and councilors. I have one. Both myself and Josette and Scott participated in a walkthrough with Susan Bonamici and her aides and a representative from Columbia County Economical Team. Can't remember her name. Willow. Yeah. Oh, Wella. Okay. I got that straight now. On Wednesday, and we had a tour of the 9 painted murals in Vernonia and walked all around each one. And it was a neat, beautiful day. And I think they enjoyed the tour to see what we've done here with our funding, our grant, some of our grant money and work that Rachel Organ was with us and volunteered to help obtain that grant actually through the Columbia County Economical Team, Paul Vogel. And so it was a good day. We met for about a good hour. So
Tiffany from the.
Tiffany, yeah.
From the Street Art Alliance who helped find all the artists.
Yeah, it was quite a group.
Gave us some real nice insight into who the artists were, why they were selected, what their style was, their sort of process, their artistic process, and what they used for inspiration to create the art. She had some real nice insights, I thought. It was pretty interesting.
I wasn't aware that the mural on the side of let's see, the beauty building, being in between the Pelster building
Oh,
with the rooster was painted with a spray can.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, all spray paint.
So pretty amazing how that artist could use a spray can and get the detail like that. And then there was a second mural with a spray can
Mhm,
also.
One on the backup left and grill.
Yeah.
mhm.
Right.
It's the same artist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The same artist.
pretty amazing. So so that's all I have.
I'd do good just to spray one color on something and get it to look match.
Not get it to run.
Yes.
I don't know, when we walked it, I was pretty proud of Vernonia. It was nice.
So the train cars are pretty well
Come a long way.
decorated.
The what?
The train cars,
Train.
when they
Graffiti.
graffiti on the,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the spray cans. They do quite an amazing job.
any items from the council?
The
Okay.
pump station's got 2 brand new steps on it, so the old guy that runs it doesn't have to jump up and down.
Oh, it does it? All right.
Backing up, when is the Parks Committee meeting?
Next Wednesday,
Next Wednesday? Okay.
26.
Dale, are you talking about the pumps for the lake?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else?
Are you coming?
Possibly. Action item summary.
One
Oh,
thing.
go ahead.
I'd like to see where council's at on, we had a presentation from Ben on the sewer water rates, an idea, a proposal to, if we go through our process and a rate reduction wasn't more than 5%, that we wouldn't make a move, would kind of just, so I'd like to bring that back to council in the future. Looking at that process, I think we can kind of get back into a feedback loop a little bit. We're adjusting so quick for every year that it kind of feeds on itself. So I think this would be a smoothing mechanism. So I would like to see us bring that back on future agenda item.
So a workshop prior to the budget next year? Are you thinking?
Well, we had a presentation from Ben on it, but maybe we need to have a refresher and council debate it. And, we either could move it forward or debate it further if we needed, we could decide where we needed to go from there.
So it's up to you guys. If you want us to, we can resend Ben's report so that everyone has it fresh. But then are you wanting a work session or just bring it to a council meeting? I don't know how everyone feels. If other people want to
I
discuss
don't
more.
need much on it. I feel pretty,
Because we could just bring it to the November council meeting if it's something you guys believe you have enough consensus to take action on.
If people are uncomfortable at that time, we'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Action item summary, Joseph.
All right. So we're going to bring you guys back the UGB discussion with the money detailed out where the money is in the budget and some background of what else is in that number so you feel comfortable with that. We're going to also ask finance to do a little bit of a summary or explanation of the quarterly money, the 106,000 that's in general admin, why. Always send a city administrator report, even if it's nearly a duplicate, middle ground. And we're going to be bringing back to you guys the water and sewer rates process to the November council meeting. Anything else?
Stephanie's gonna send us the availability for ODOJ and invite for the council and committees gathering.
Got it.
Okay. No other business for tonight's council meeting. I'll adjourn it at 7:40 PM. Meeting adjourned.
Wow.